To Kill a Mockingbird. The reason why we have chosen this required reading is because it was part of our race track. This book overall proliferates the theme that we are going to talk about. To Kill a Mockingbird is one of the most renowned books to at any point of time be composed. It is contended that it may have culturally appropriative subordinates, though. The novel centered on the enlivening of a youngster, Jean Louis Finch, to bigotry and bias in her hometown. At the point when one of the town's African-American occupants is erroneously blamed for rape against a white woman, Scout's father, Atticus Finch, agrees to represent the young man in court. The book has overall been banned and challenged because of how the book represented a, quote, white savior complex and a white person's perception of the, quote, black experience. The challenging and banning of this book has overall caused so much controversy on whether or not schools at this level, aka high school, should be teaching curriculum that can and is harmful to students who are of color.
In 1966, Hanover County School District removed the novel from its libraries because it was deemed, quote, immoral. The plaintiff claimed the book had discussions of rape, strong language, and exploration of racism. Even in the modern era, To Kill a Mockingbird continues to find itself in controversy. The Biloxi, Mississippi School Board removed the novel from its curriculum in 2017, citing, quote, it just makes people uncomfortable. Though when they talk about the people in question, they don't want to admit that it made the students of color uncomfortable. Not only did they make them uncomfortable, it created an emotional stigma around their emotions.
Harper Lee found out about the novel's ban and wrote to the local paper, the Richmond Times-Dispatch. What I've heard makes me wonder if any of its school board members can read, she wrote. To hear that the novel is immoral has made me count the years between now and 1984, for I have yet to come across a better example of doublethink. While the board claimed the reason for the ban was immorality, use of strong language, etc., many believed the reason had to do with the fact the novel touched upon the issue of racism, especially in the Deep South. Since the school board received hundreds of complaints from local and national citizens, the Hanover County School Board reversed its controversial decision to ban the book, even though denying they had banned it in the first place.
Many teachers taught Mockingbird for well over a decade. They say it teaches important lessons of empathy and integrity. They say students cite it more often than any other novel as the best book they have read in high school. And that's why, they say, they're having such a hard time letting it go. In 2018, Duluth Public Schools removed 2 classic books from its list of required reading for high school students. Of these books were To Kill a Mockingbird and The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Administrators said they pulled the books because they've gotten complaints about racist language and questions about the book's cultural appropriateness.
But since then, the debate over selecting an alternative to Kill a Mockingbird has highlighted just how difficult it can be to teach this iconic book, and how hard it can be to replace it. It's also sparked a conversation about broadening and freshening the list of required reading to include more contemporary authors, especially more women and diverse writers. After the Biloxi School District removed the book from its 8th grade curriculum in 2017, a decision that the district later reversed, Randall wrote an op-ed piece that explores the book's complexity. Students can handle tough conversations, she said, but teaching the novel effectively in the 21st century is almost impossibly difficult. She said it worries the book's teaching Black students that they can't get justice in a courtroom. And she points out that the center of the book is a girl who lies about being raped. For a long period of time, America's racial prejudice has been developing every hour of the day. Ethnic minorities have experienced foundational prejudice because of the, quote, white savior complex. For a white woman to speak and write on a Black person's oppression could be very misleading, especially if the book is about a white father and daughter being the, quote, heroes in the story. Overall, centuries of America's racism has bred a culture of white privilege that proliferates microaggressions towards people of color.